Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. We're once again here at the Therapy Room here with my man here, the AMP TV here. You know what I mean? He's the host of this. You done know. And we got a special guest from the D2E family here, the one and only Thursdays here. You done know. Uncle Pino here. You done know.
Wow, go on, families.
Yeah, man.
What it do, what it do, what it do.
Happy New Year 2026.
Happy
Salute,
New Year.
salute to the man, them. Salute, salute.
No, you don't know. We here for the show. Yes, sir. But as always, as you can see, everybody at the below there, we got our sponsor right there. You know what I mean? Please, follow.
Check them out. Subscribe.
All of that. Always remember that we always have to pay the bills here first. You know what I mean? Straight up first. But yeah, let's get down to this. You don't know, man. You can take it away there, Ann.
But don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment too. Right now, like, subscribe, comment. Make sure both accounts, EQ National International TV, D2E Network, as well as AMP TV.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you like, subscribe, and comment. We are growing. You know what I mean? And also we're on live, so Instagram live, and YouTube live. So if you can't tune in now, I'm sure that you'll be able to see what we got or what we did later on.
Indeed.
But shout out to everybody who's here. Shout out Bino and shout out my boy Rastafari Samurai. We got 3 topics today. Or we got a few more topics. But one of the topics we have we're gonna get into is something that's actually really, really compelling. It's really deep. And it's something that I've kind of been thinking about. And it's something that I did personally. I have my own opinions on it, and one of it is, should you be saying "F the streets"? If you come from the streets, should you be saying "F the streets" at some point in your life? And there was a post by Boozy. Shout out Boozy. You know what I mean? He's a legendary OG hip hop artist. We need to center me a little bit here on this camera here, but we'll fix that in a bit. But he's a legendary hip hop artist, and he's an OG hip hop artist.
Right.
And pretty much, he made a comment, and his statement was, he doesn't believe that you should say "fuck the streets" or "F the streets." And the reason for being that, he said that a lot of people that say that are people that get themselves usually in trouble. Right. When they get themselves into trouble, they that's when they say "F the streets." Okay. And primarily, he's true at some, to some degree. But there's also, and to my opinion, and I want to get both y'all opinion on this, but to my opinion is, growing up from the streets, I know what the streets, what it comes with. And when I mean growing up in the streets, like my household, my family members, like we were street. It was street. Like I grew up in that environment. And to continue to want to live in that environment, growing up as a father, as a grown man, no. And my comment towards F the streets is, yeah, F the streets. I got love for the streets because I came from the streets and it taught me some things. But overall, I'm like, F the streets. So I'm saying, because the streets only comes, what I know with the streets, it only came with either death or jail. And you would be lucky if you got out of the streets. You know what I mean? If you did get out of the streets, you were thankful, but you were like, oh, thank God. Like you don't want to go back there. So, especially as a grown man, to think, okay, I want to be in the streets still, when you could be doing other things productive for the community. You could be doing things for the street to help build the street, to make the streets a better place. Versus you saying, you know what, fuck the, I'm never gonna say fuck the streets, because I kind of get what he's saying in a point where he's like, I got love for the streets, and no matter what, I'm gonna I'm there for the streets, but we got to really think about what the streets actually do. What the streets actually do for you. And before I get your guys' opinion, my cousin, free my cousin. I'm not gonna say his name. He's locked up doing a 10P. Yeah. And I remember he said to me, he said, yo, because I said to him, I'm like, yo, man, are you tired of going to jail all the time? Like, I'm saying, enough. Like, you just been. I was in the pen with him doing time. He's doing time now again. And I said, aren't you tired? And he said to me, yo, man, listen, I signed up for this. That's the problem with a lot of these guys in the game. They come in the game and they want to be gangsters, but they don't really know what comes with being a gangster. And only two things come with being a gangster: you sign up for death or jail. You try to make it out, but you know that those are the two things that can't happen. You have to have that in the back of your head. You can't think you can't dodge those things.
Could I ask you a question, though, what you're saying right there?
Well, hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. I'll answer your question.
No, it just relates to what you're saying.
I know, I just don't want to forget what I'm going to say.
Go ahead.
Okay? So, the thing is that he was making a point with saying that, yo, listen, I know what I'm signed up for. So, I'm not afraid to do another thing. I'll do another thing. I don't care. You know what I mean? I know this is my life. This is what I'm signed up for. So my point is that if you don't know, if you're not sure if this is what you want in life, then you really don't know that this is what you want. So the streets only gives you those two things. As a gangster, you know you're prepared, you're gonna go in there, and you know that these are the consequences. What is that going to tell you? That these are the outcomes. Right? So those are two things those are the two decisions and the choices that you can make. One, you sign up for it, right? And what's the other decision?
You can hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something just popped up on my screen. I wasn't sure what it was.
Okay. Well, but anyway, what's your guys' opinion? Tell me your opinion.
Well, my opinion is.
I'll tell you the other thing.
No, well, I just wanted to relate to something you were saying there. Like, they didn't choose this, they signed up for this and all that, right? I get that, but you know what comes up in my mind is all the people who is close to you, your family, your wife, your son, your daughter, whoever, right? That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, whatever else, who cares? But how about the ones who is missing you, you're incarcerated? How about their suffering?
Yeah.
How about that? No one thinks about and talk about that.
Yeah, and because
so now why I'm saying this, yes, you didn't sign up for it and all of that. But look here, man. I know shit happens, but look here. Stop being goddamn selfish. If you have people who love you, that's all I have to say about that. All right,
you're absolutely right. What's your opinion on F the streets? Coming to the streets, being an individual.
Look, me personally, I'm too old to even remotely utter those words, but I will draw a line in the sand for those who don't know the streets. Yeah, it's fine if you don't know and you get involved and then, worst case scenario happens, bad luck happens and you feel to put it down. That is totally fine. But I grew up in these streets of Toronto and I grew up in a block that everybody hated on. My block is known for killing ourselves. We're killing each other before we're known for killing other people. You see what I'm saying? I mean, like, yeah, we got some of the most infamous people amongst it. But again, like I said, if you're not born in these streets and you don't know nothing about these streets, then yeah, you should stay far from these streets. No matter how much Tupac and Biggie glorified it, no matter how much Young Thug and Gunner are glorifying it. Because at the end of the day, why there were street gangs in the first place is because the authorities, and you know who I'm talking about, they were taking advantage of a certain skin color, oppressing a certain skin color. forcing a certain skin color to think of themselves as second class. So if that never happens in the first place, there's no street gangs. Yeah, there's gonna still be 1, 2 guys that are rivaling. You went to that school, I went to this school. That's normal. Competition is a normal human thing. When we start taking it from, oh, this guy's a bad guy because he's in the streets. You don't know why he's in the streets. You don't know if it was, his parents went and separated. You know what I mean? He didn't want to go with either one. Who knows? There's so many different reasons to call it the streets. To me, I can't say F the streets because at the end of the day, I'm still feeding the homeless. You see what I'm saying? I'm still out there helping these 1, 2 little kids out there trying to figure out what they want to do in middle school and high school. These are the things that I can't say fuck the streets for, because when I was on the streets, there was good people who looked out for me, even though I was doing wrong. And there was good people who still trusted me to do better. And that's the part where I got to look at now and say, yeah, do we have people looking at these younger bucks saying, hey, I think you can be better doing this. Let me suggest this. How about this as an idea? We don't got that. We got a bunch of old folks that tell young kids, this is what you're supposed to do because it worked for me. That's what we got. And most kids are going to look at that and say, well, he's driving a Mercedes. He's pushing a Benzo. He has a condo. He has 2 big houses, and he has all the baddest baddies around him. Now, do you think those little kids are looking at how he acquired it? No, just like TV. They see the commercial and they like what they like in the first 15 seconds, and that's it. They don't care about what it's taken from the earth. They don't care about how many people are dying to make that train track. They're not sensitive about it like that. When I hear people say F the streets, I got to ask them, how long have you been in the streets? And what part of the streets capacity were you in? Were you the homeless? Were you robbing? Were you stealing? Were you hustling? Were you selling your fronts? Were you giving away your fronts? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's too many levels to the streets based off of racism alone. That alone. If there wasn't no freaking oppressors running around talking about, yeah, we're going to catch this property and bring it back to the slave master, there wouldn't be no gangs right now. There wouldn't be, because there wouldn't be no reason for us to goon up like that.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Because there's a separation to that. And I get what
Yeah.
you're saying, right? Because I feel the same way. Like, I feed the homeless. I look up for the homeless.
Exactly.
I love the streets, right?
Same here.
I'd rather go for a walk than drive my car. As much as that, you know what I mean? Like, just that's
I hear you, brother.
But there's a line. There's a separation between what we're talking about versus doing for the streets and being there for the streets versus saying F the streets in a way where it's like, okay, if you don't have a proper, because there's different things. The people go back to the streets and they give back to the streets, right? They go, but
There's a few.
Right, and the people there's tons of people that do that. And when there's people that do that, they're not in the streets. They're out of the streets because they know what it's like to be in the streets. So in a bigger picture, they're saying the streets is not a good place to be. The streets is not something to really truly glorify because it comes from a struggle. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now, there's some people that would argue and say, and I know the answer to some people, but this is a serious question. Would you? Because I'm going to give you a perfect example. My grandparents were very successful. My grandfather was a carpenter for the armed forces, 35 years, so he built the military home. And my grandmother was she cooked at the Woodland Secondary School.
Okay.
And my grandmother never made really good money, but my grandfather made a good income. Okay?
Yeah.
And he provided for the family, yada, 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 yada. My point is that my grandparents were I'm going to tell you something about my grandparents. They made sure that they took care, they took care of their responsibilities. Primarily that they did well for us. Okay. Right. I had the choice to live with them, right? Because my mother didn't do well. My mother was, I love my mother. I don't want to put her business too much out there, but my mother was, she needed help. She needed a little bit of assistance from my grandparents. And my grandparents
Okay.
fought to get me. And they lived in Air Mills. But I decided that I didn't want to live there because it was boring. It wasn't built at the time. They wanted me to go to some 8+ school that I had to get 8+ grades. And I was just like, I didn't want to do it. Like, I was just like, no, like, I'm staying in Etobicoke. I'm staying where I spent my money.
I hear that.
Right? And I stayed there. The choice I made, sometimes I think back and I'm like, yo, man, I wish I would have actually stayed with my grandfather had me in baseball. But things happen for a reason. I am who I am. I went through the things that I am, maybe so I could have this show and speak my knowledge to people. And so maybe I had to go through the things because if I didn't go through what I went through, I don't think I would be able to share some of the knowledge that I'm able to share.
I hear that.
But at times I do say, man, I wish I didn't, right? I wish I lived
It's
a
not
better
my
life.
life.
I wish I lived a better life.
It's not my life.
Because I didn't want to be a part of the streets. And I pretty much threw the towel in, bro. Right? And I said, I'm done. Right? I don't really rap gangster anymore. I don't talk about anything that has to do anything with violence. I'm more conscious, right? Because that's just the type of life that I'm performing, the direction that I'm going in. But I got mad love for the streets, but I ain't going back.
I understand that one.
Shit, y'all can have that. Because the streets did nothing but tear me up. I had to climb out of there. And if I wasn't strong myself, the streets would have torn me up.
Oh, I hear that. I hear that. I didn't. I don't know. Rasta, you have something to say about it?
About the streets? Everybody has their point of perspective on it. You know what I mean? No one is the same. You know what I mean? So like,
I agree with you on that.
It's not a general point of perspective, because I would have to say, yes, the streets, there is positive and there is negative, because the streets have taken people's away.
Yeah.
And they have no love for the streets because of that. Right?
True.
So like, it's all the point of perspective, how it's taken. You know what I mean? So
speaking of young homies, I don't know if he wants to put his face on the camera, but we got a young homie here. You know what I mean? One of the younger homies I know.
Okay.
And we're just getting to know each other, but he's a young homie too, and trying to do positive things. And I try to give him the right. Try to give him the right advice. You know what I mean? As a older friend, I should say. He's old enough to be my son.
Well, yo, man, on the road, to be honest, I always encourage to be giving advice to the young youths then, because why? I say this because if you don't give them advice, who will? And if they don't know a bit of the history of, like, not only back in the day history, like history of recent times, they're there to repeat. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to best give them the knowledge than not giving them the knowledge at all. You get what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? Like, look, the way I look at it is this: just because you're older doesn't mean that you're wiser. You might not have gone through the same things as this young youth has, or they've gone through the same things that you have. Yes, some knowledge does come with age. Yes, I will agree with that. But not everybody experiences everything in life the same way.
Wait, you want to sit on the stream?
You get me?
You good? All right.
You follow me?
Well, I'm just going to say it this way then. I can't say F the streets because I probably had better leadership than most people. Okay? I might just have to say that. Shout out to my old heads. I had some good leadership. I've accomplished a lot in a small fraction of my time on this planet. But if I had to leave a legacy now in these streets, it would be a little bit like how Ninja Man put it. You know what I mean? Like, we're supposed to defend our communities from the terrorists. however you want to put terrorists, but we're supposed to defend them. We're supposed to make sure them kids are able to go to school and come home undisturbed.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not sure if it was the 50s. I'm not sure if it was the 1800s going into the 1890s. But at some point in time, instead of us communicating as human beings, we started looking at each other like possessions. So instead of us looking out for a child because you didn't like that person's mom or dad, you treated that child a certain way. You see what I'm saying? And this is stemmed right into now, because right now, you're wondering why these young 25-year-olds and 16-year-olds are blowing away each other? They were blowing away each other before the streets. You know why? Because we allowed it to be normalized. When there was people complaining about modern warfare, Black Ops, all these violent video games, they never really looked at the parents that are spending the money for these little 8-year-olds that are buying these games. They're buying an 8-year-old a violent game.
Oh wait, yeah, hold on a second. If you're getting into that, man, look here, man. You can't
listen. You can't say fuck the streets and then give everything to every little kid, from video games down to movies, nothing but action. Because guess where you see action? Not in your house, but on road.
In the video games.
Let me ask you a question. What are you gonna teach the kids about the streets?
What can you teach the kids about the streets? You're not supposed to lie to them. Tell them everything. The gruesome and the glory.
Hold on, listen.
That's the problem. I had great leadership. They showed us both sides, good, bad. You know what the problem is? It's a lot of these street guys have too much to lose if they tell the truth. That's the problem.
Let me hear what I have to say. What are you saying, man?
Are you gonna tell the kids, right? Are you gonna say, hey, listen, leave the streets, don't be a part of the streets, live a better life? Are you gonna tell them to be a part of the streets and live the same life that you live?
I'll be real with you. I ain't telling no kid what to do except if I see them good at something. Straight. If he's a great basketball player, then I'm gonna tell him to be a great basketball player. If he's a great troublemaker, who am I to tell him not to be a troublemaker?
Can I intervene here for a second?
So you won't try to lead him out of being out of trouble?
Listen, if I tell you that, hey, you're not built for this, it's on you to listen to me or not listen to me. I can't do nothing except tell you that. I'm not going to sit there and try to convince you that you're not built for it when I'm built for it. Because in all reality, why am I even telling you?
That's right. No, they're going to listen to whatever they want to listen to. I'm saying
exactly. But you look, there's one thing I could say. Hold on, Amp, let me just say it like this. Amp, let me say it like this. It's very, very simple for me because I'm from the streets. I'm allowed to be like, hey, you're no good at what you do, get gone. You're good at what you do it. The only difference between them times and now times is that I don't got the energy now to sit there and school everybody and everybody. No, I'm going to pick and choose.
Hold on. Okay, you say, okay, hold on. Schooling now. Can I say this now? I want to say this. Yeah. It comes back to the basics from when they're young, right? You know this. Don't take candy from strangers. That means being out the street, right? Certain morals, right? Know who to
comes from home.
Know who to trust when you're out there, right? It has to start at a young age before you get into more complex in the streets, right? Not true?
Right.
As long as you have certain morals like that, because you know why I bring up that one there? That means you don't take candy from strangers. So that means later on in life, you're supposed not to trust a stranger with, yo, what up? I have this and all. You're gonna just trust them someone and you don't know who the fuck they are and shit, and they're out in the street. You get what I'm saying to you?
I got a rebuttal for that one.
It begins with morals. Morals from the beginnings, from what I'm talking about a young age, to let them understand the streets. Yo, you know you have to tell them that. You don't take candy from strangers.
Yeah, exactly. And to piggyback off what you say, Ross, how are human beings? How do we function in life? What is the first thing that is done to us? We are taught. Everything we know is taught to us. So if somebody wants to go out there and do something, whatever, that may be based on their knowledge of not experiencing the consequences or whatever, but sometimes people need to be taught. Because, amen, and they need to be taught the right way. You know what I mean? Because that's just the way life goes. And that's that.
I'm glad you brought that up. How many are being taught? How many are being taught the wrong way? How about that? How about that about the streets?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh,
What is the wrong way of the streets?
Yeah.
What is the wrong way of the streets? I just said if it wasn't for slavery and all that fuckery from 1819, 1700, we wouldn't have any street life right now. Currently, it's the same shit, man. If you got to cut it off from the root. You got to. So to me, if you don't have a fair equal footing, like I don't have a fair equal footing, like he doesn't have a fair equal schooling, and that person over there, and guess what? We're going to eat each other. We're going to fight each other. We're going to have conflict because human condition to compete. That's our biggest problem. So regardless if it's streets, if it's business, if it's sports, we compete. We compete. And that's the big problem. We need to stop competing and look at each other and be like, hey, I'll work smarter. You work smarter. We'll get shit done. But we don't do that. We keep looking to blame something. You can't blame the streets no more when you know it's coming based from racism. This is 400 years of people been holding us back. Not 400 years of us being able to chill till 2 o'clock in the morning. Walk in 5 people in a group and not get harassed by the boydom. Not end up in jail because I happen to be there and the one criminal that happens to be there has us all twined up. These are the things, these are the fair things that if you don't put these into the equation right off the hop, it's an unbalanced scale. It's basically you're nagging about something that only you can fix. Only us individuals can fix. I can't tell a gang leader, yo, tell your gang to put down their guns. Can't tell another guy, hey, you have to walk somewhere else. You can't walk this way to the bus, even though it's the closest way for you to get to the bus. Everybody's different. Everybody. And I think the best thing for all people who want to say fuck the streets, here's the best thing I'm going to tell you since you want to say fuck the streets. Stay the fuck off the streets. Just that simple. You can't say fuck the streets and be in the streets. You know why? Because if I kill you, right, there's people that are going to come kill me now. And then when I'm dead, my people are going to come kill those people. And the cycle never fucking stops.
There's levels. There's a difference to saying fuck the streets and fuck the streets.
No. Either you're part of the streets or you turn your back.
No, exactly.
Whatever you've done in the street doesn't leave you alone.
Exactly, and that's my point. And when you're turning your back on the streets, you're not turning your back as far as saying, hey, because you believe in the streets. You want the streets to be a better place. It has nothing to do
right.
with
That is the main point. Yeah.
When you're turning your back on the streets, you're saying fuck the streets in a full term. And that's what I understand where you're coming from.
Yep. And that's when you have everybody going for your head.
There's different ways.
Everybody.
I love this conversation because to me, I feel like there's different ways of saying fuck the streets.
There's many ways to say fuck the streets.
Right.
But I'm from a world where it goes actions speak louder than words. And every time I've seen in history books, it's the criminals that are doing right by the citizens, not our authorities, not the guys that they're paying to be the fucking warriors and guards.
That's right.
It's the Yakuzuma that's looking out for the people from the last tsunami that hit Japan. It's the triads that took care of those people when they got hit with the earthquake in China. Come on. It's the Somali pirates that were feeding Somalia when America was like, nah, no one's coming up in here. So at the end of the day, if shit pops off in Canada, do you think the Canadian people are really going to look to their Canadian arms? They're going to look to their police officers?
Absolutely.
No, they're not. They're not. If they live in Richmond Hill, Forest Hill, and all these little rich communities, they'll all be in the same police station.
So let me ask you,
bugging the same police chief to do something, protect them, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to eating food now and living properly and living well, us black people, for some reason, seem to do it under all sorts of pressure. All sorts of pressure. We make diamonds out of pressure. They gave us scraps and we made meals. So to me, the only people who can say fuck the streets are people that are just not welcomed in the streets. And you know you're not welcome in the streets. You fucked up your first ounce bag. You fucked up a 1-2 hustle. You got 1-2 bitches looking at you like you're a clown, nigga. Don't pimp me. You're meant not to be in the streets. But there's people out there that believe to themselves that they got higher calling than that. And because of that, this is where I say it's bad leadership now. Because a real leader is going to look you up and down and say what you're supposed to do.
So let me ask
Give you something to do.
ask you another
That's what a leader does. You see what I'm saying?
I got two questions for you.
Go ahead.
So what about the people out there that have been a part of the streets,
Right.
who have now left the streets,
Right.
who are not even in the streets no more? They do nothing for the streets.
Okay. What's my opinion on them?
Hold on.
They'll get
Hold on.
their just comings.
Hold on.
I'm more like Nipsey Hussle.
Hold on. Wait, I'm not finished. They do nothing for the streets,
Right.
but they wrongfully influence the streets.
That's every cult chaser, every trender right now. I hate to say that, but yeah, every freaking trender right now.
This is the point that I'm trying to make. Because the streets is about community. You see the
To an
word.
extent, yeah. To an extent,
I'm going to tell you what my vision of the streets is.
yeah.
You see the word community? It's come, unity, come together.
Right.
The streets don't have that.
I agree with you there.
Streets that I come from, there's no unity. There's only unity amongst themselves.
I understand that.
Real unity is not amongst yourselves. We're not supposed to divide.
True.
The other thing, the streets are creating poverty. We are not building real businesses and real life fortune and legacy for our families from the streets.
Okay. There's a lot of people that, yeah, okay. I'm not going to disagree with you there. There's more losers than winners in that equation. Yes.
It definitely more losers than winners. There are winners. And people are fantasizing, are trying to get, they're living their life based on.
Yeah.
Right?
Ignorantly blind. Yeah.
Every gangster movie has a positive ending to it. Every street movie you watch.
That's too much Hollywood right there, bro.
Down to Scarface. Have you even seen Scarface? The biggest gangster movie.
Yeah, that is a big gangster movie. But I swear he got shot up in the end by his own sub boss.
Yeah. Right?
His own sub boss got rid of him. Not even the boss. Sosa wasn't even the boss. He was a sub boss. But look, I don't want to stay on too long with the street shit, so I'm just gonna keep it as simple as this.
Yeah, man.
You need to have a certain level of discernment when it comes to these street shit. That's it. You could be a county fit guy, you could be a hustler, you could be a pimp, you could be a drug dealer, whatever. Whatever your hustle is your hustle. The problem that like you said, there should be a community vibe, but the problem is the leaderships that are out here in these streets don't want to bend for the better, and they don't want to break bad habits. They're comfortable in their convenience. And that's where I feel like the street shit's getting confused with the trends and what's supposedly cool. Because again, I'm willing to go to war if my brothers' lives are threatened. If my people's life is threatened, I'm willing to battle for that and fight for that. Now, no 9-to-5 person is going to tell me that. They're going to pick the phone and call the police. So in my after streets, I don't see the authorities playing a role more so than just mentors. That's it. If there's a big war going on, you guys are the first people to go. Are you guys supposed to be policing the hood? Policing these neighborhoods? Policing these kids? No. Nobody should be doing that to no kid. If a kid needs a mentor, it's a different story. But right now, I look at it like this. Healthcare shit, that wasn't no criminals that made that. That's the system breaking down on its own. Let's go residential, living, rent, mortgages, shit. Can't blame the gangsters for that.
Criminals though, because not everybody from the streets a criminal, fam.
But hey, here's the joke.
You can't.
Here's the joke. I got a joke for you.
not everybody in the streets is criminal.
Yeah, but
That's-
but the streets are not full of criminals. That's the whole thing. The streets are filled of civilians and people who are going against the grain, aka the law, right? Now, I'm not saying the law ain't supposed to do what they're supposed to do. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the law's never been equal and fair. This is why we have gangs. This is why slavery mush up the way slavery mush up. See, to me right now, I'm watching the world turn us back into a giant slave colony. And the only people that are going to put up the fight are the same people that don't know how to read, the same people that are sitting there hustling from day to night, and the same people that are talking about, I'm going to sell my fronts in the morning. These are the people that are going to stand up for these 9-to-5 people that are not going to stand up. They're going to call the cops. They're going to call John Henry to come get them. Right now, the way I look at life, when I heard Ford talking about, oh, we're going to have to send people in there to take them out their house over a vaccination? What world is he living in? From when I heard that, I kind of had to look at the society and say, okay, if a man can tell you that you're a criminal, then there's nothing you can do about it. You are guilty till proven innocent in Canada. Till we change little things like that, till our communities are able to police themselves without worrying about John, Dick, and Harry coming in and shooting a kid, arresting the wrong people, being bought off. Like, the system's already corrupted, man.
And
It's already corrupted.
You know, this is why I'm saying fuck the streets. Because
But you can't say fuck the streets.
yes, the system has a huge part of the streets.
The system made the streets through slavery.
Made the streets, man.
Through slavery, fam. That's how it happened.
The
If there
system
weren't no slave masters, there wouldn't be no streets.
that we're controlling the streets, like you said, we're not. We don't control healthcare. We don't have our own police. We're not.
No, we don't.
Right?
We don't.
Could I
But you see, you remember rest in peace, Larry Hoover
Gotta be glorified.
and Tukey.
We have
Those
to.
OGs there, they were trying to build the community that we're looking to build right now. The only difference is they were looked at as criminals. Fred Hampton was looked at as a criminal before he died. He wasn't looked as a leader. He wasn't looked like that. They have him down as a criminal, assassinated.
Well, the streets don't change, buildings change, but the streets never change. Roads
Stay the
never
same.
change, they always stay the same.
So no matter what, we're fighting the system. So maybe we should fight the system, period, and say fuck the whole street thing altogether. Because everybody to me is a civilian until they do me something wrong.
Oh, yes. Fight the system, fuck the streets, fight the system.
That's right.
Because the streets are not doing anything. We're killing it. Bro, they're letting us.
Yes, the streets are killing. No. Don't get it twisted. The streets are killing. But here's the good part about the streets doing the killing. We know why. We know how. That's the good part about it. It's sad, but that's the reality. I'd rather know that this man took out my relative than, oh my God, he was in the wrong place and some random person shot him. We'll never end up finding out who the fuck did it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The closure that you get on the street is cold-hearted, no doubt. But it's better that than somebody telling you, no, you can't get that loan because your credit's not high enough. Oh no, you can't buy that right there because I just don't believe you can afford it. These are the redlining and railroading that just needs to stop. And that's part of the system that forces these streets. Like, man, there's no many homeless people I've talked to, and they are on the streets not because of nothing more than they couldn't deal with the how do I call it? The system's reaction to their non-compliance. And this is before COVID. This is like someone who's paid off their house and their house is being taken from them for land tax, but they paid off their house.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, this happens a lot. Right now in America, right now, all of America, bare land grabs going on right now. They're kicking in old black people's doors and taking their fucking deeds to their houses. Now, I personally would think, okay, call the cops. Make the cops come and defend the shit. But if the system has the cops in their pocket, what do you do then?
Well, no,
What do you do then? What do you do then?
Sundown towns there, you know what I'm saying?
And they still exist. And they still exist in 2025.
Downtown still exists, boy.
There's no win. There's no win. I'm telling you, like,
There is no winning. It's either you go to war or you don't. Because
And
There's no middle ground. You can't be a middle ground person. You can't put your hand up and say Black Power, and then the next day when you get a little pressure, oh my God, no, I need my Levi's. Somebody pass me my Tom Ford.
You know how
No.
You know how we go to war?
First things first. You figure out which children are willing to be the lawyers, which children are going to be the doctors, and which children are going to be the cops. That's the first thing. Then you keep them safe till they're old enough to get in there.
We go to war with the mind.
And then I hate to say this, from that point when those kids are able and they're going to university, that's when you take it to the streets. And then whatever happens after that chaos, hopefully those kids can size out the thing and balance out everything. Because right now, I hate to say this, the whole network of news is run by Jewish people. Not one person is Black, Chinese, Korean, or Italian.
Did you hear what I said, fam? You know how we take it to war? The mind. See everything that you're saying right now? This energy is coming because we as people are not using our mind. You're saying the Jewish is running everything. All this, we as people are not using our mind to overcome this shit. We're still being oppressed by it. We're hurt.
No, you're not wrong, AmpTV. You're not wrong, but you're still thinking a little small. We got to get rid of all the middle ground people. That was the main thing of my rant. We got to get these people that believe the it's sunnier on the other side. The cloud has a silver lining. We need to get rid of these people. These people are the people that are ruining everything. Everything. Everything.
What do you mean? Repeat. Like I think I'm one of those people. Like, what do you mean? Like,
no, you're not. Don't even call yourself that. Because if you see something, you're gonna do something.
I don't know what you mean. What you saying? Like,
Okay, let me explain it to you like this. Let me explain it to you this way, all right? When you're in the streets and you and your man's in the streets, both of y'all are hungry, both of y'all are gonna eat, regardless if he got it or if you got it, right?
Yeah.
In the system, it doesn't work that way. In the system, we can both be hungry, but my kinship to the boss is better than your kinship with the boss. So I'm going to take that extra hour, even though everybody's going to be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm good with the boss. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to take that extra hour. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. Now, if the fucking workforce was moving like the streets now, I'm taking that hour, Ross is going to take an hour, Amp's taking an hour, and we're all going to do the fucking crime. I mean, the consequences for our actions. You see what I'm saying? We take our accountability right there and then. It's a different fucking thing. But the system ain't built that way, man. The system's built on my last name is Rothschild, my last name is Sokor, my last name is DuPont. And guess what? Everybody else is a foot fucking note to me. And then our system holds them up. And I mean literally hold them up. It's not like they're saying, okay, you know what? Amp's going to get a chance and he's going to be the next one up. Give me an opportunity. Just like in America, I used to say to my American cousins all the time, how the fuck you guys only have two parties? Red, blue, donkey, elephant. Where are the rest of your people? Why do you only have two? And then no matter what happens, no matter who wins, it's still people lose. And that's the part where it hurts me. Because now I'm looking at Obama like, yo, bro, what did you do for the 8 years you were in there? Because everything I see on paper sounds like genocide and murder. And trust me on it, right now, I don't know black people on any continent, on any part of this earth that started a war.
Did you hear what President Carney did?
What he did? What he do? What he do?
I think you showed me the post, Ross.
Say it.
President Carney, I think he put out a post asking Canadians to donate money.
After he just gave $2.5 billion to Ukraine yesterday?
I wanted to hear you say about that. Yo.
What are you talking about? How we already gave them $25 billion? How the fuck we giving them $25 billion and we're still in debt?
This because on the real, we've been saying, on the real, listen here. Now we know that we're not crazy. What we're saying.
No, you're not.
Okay, on the real, let's get real here. All the time when we are saying Canada have money, blood clot money.
Long time.
People need to pay attention, eh? So when
they are paying attention, it's the people with the money.
No. every time. This is not the first time. You know that. This is not the first time something like
The $18 billion in gold that just went missing out of the airport. The whole plane and the gold went missing.
That's another topic. But anyway, the bottom line is every time when something like this happens, where did Ross then get the money all of a sudden? Where them have the money to give to? No, even
Tupac
worse.
said it best. They got money for war, but they ain't got no money for the poor.
Even worse. They gave money. And what was it last year? The donated weapons.
We donated weapons and jets. We sent them fucking F-16s.
Yo, you might as well give them bottles of champagne and all of that too. You know what I'm saying? No, real shit. I'm just being honest with you. I'm like, yo, we got that much dough? We living it up that way, eh? You don't understand?
Yeah.
I don't get
100%.
Okay, but wait here. Hold on. Let's get real here. Let's get that deep in here. But our blood taxes are high to fuck. Our blood clot taxes are high to rot it. But we can still get our money. We can still get our money though. That makes sense. Does that make sense?
We're the only country that pays 64% in taxes.
To me, try to make some sense to me. I want to make some sense to you.
We're the only country that pays 64% in tax. 64% of our dough goes to tax.
In the world paying taxes to Rocky. What are you talking about, man? Yo, this is not right. What's going on? What do you got to see about that, man? No, real shit.
Us Canadians can do better, man. We can do better.
What I gotta say is Mark Carney should, if that's, he's asking people to donate money while we pay taxes. That is a completely okay. Without paying. Okay. Shit that you pay property tax, right? Stuff like a simple side street, you gotta pay for it. And then you're asking to donate money. Yeah, how about this? How about we do this, Mr. Carney? How about I'll donate money, no problem, and you eliminate taxes from everybody. You give us
You're nice. You're nice.
Hold on.
Oh, you're a nice guy.
I got an idea. How about this? But I ain't paying taxes no more, and you're rebating my wait a minute, wasn't he the finance minister before?
Yes.
Finance minister before?
In the UK.
Wait, no, but he
in
knows
the UK.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He knows numbers, right? He knows numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows numbers, so how about this? Since you want people to donate, right? Yeah. So how about this? How many years he's in office for again?
He's only been in for like 9 months right now.
Okay, so,
remember.
So how about this? A good percentage of your earnings of whatever your salary is, right? You donate it to the Canadian people, right? So that we'll have the money to donate to the country. How about that?
I got a different plan. I got a different plan.
What's that?
How about this plan? All you government officials, go into your constituents, go rent a place for a year, and give up your government home to all the homeless.
Oh yeah, I know. That would be good
for that whole year.
What? That would be nice. And they live
because at least if I'm gonna donate and you're my leader, you should be donating too.
No, and they live in their facility. They move their office and everything in there. Yeah, I got something to add to that. Okay. And since they're leaders and they're the so-called leaders, why don't they lead by example? And why doesn't he make the first donation?
Difference between the streets and the fucking system.
Wait there. Didn't you hear what I just said? The first year or whatever, donate the whole salary. You hear what I was just saying? You donate it to the people. I don't care if it's a dollar or 50 cents we all get, right? And yo, check this out. All of that goes towards the donation you wanted us to do. You get what I'm saying? So now you got the money.
Hey, I just want to know where the hell he printed $2.5 billion to give to Ukraine last week. And there's still people dying.
They're printing money. They turned on the machines just like what they did at COVID. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Straight up good.
So basically, the civilians of our country need to go to another country and then tell our country to give us money.
You guys brought up the gold thing. Eh? If you look it up, we don't got no gold reserves anymore. Eh? Canada has no gold reserves. We're zero. Eh? Check it out.
We don't need gold. We don't need gold. The world runs on all the minerals that are in Canada.
Well, I'm just saying, they claim we're at zero.
And if we stop giving water to the south of the border, poor Mexico is gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
man,
think about it.
man,
We're not in a position. It's not even like Carney can say, "Yo, Canadians, we're gonna do this and do this and do this, and then we're gonna slowly earn back our money." What Carney's literally doing is saying, "Hey, rich people, I got this idea. It's gonna make us 50 times what we're putting in. So put it in now. And while they're all screaming their heads off about me not doing anything about it, we'll collect our money in 5 years, 4 years from now." That's what Carney's doing in real time to everybody.
Let me ask you this, man. When the teeth gonna stop? Yo, when the teeth gonna stop? Ever gonna stop? Is it gonna ever gonna stop? Well,
Yeah, as soon as the system meets the streets, it'll stop in a heartbeat, 100%. But as long as the system has the law, to protect them, we're never always gonna. This is gonna be an up. You're skating uphill.
Can I ask
Population control. Why do you think COVID? Why do you think COVID was a big? Because we're outnumbering, right? The people become. If we become a mass, and we outnumber, then we're uncontrollable, right? Then
Why Alberta's doing it big right now.
right.
Alberta has partially put racism on apartheid.
That's right.
That's how Alberta's moving, just to make sure Carney knows you can't fuck with our money.
Yeah.
We're in Ontario. We're supposed to be the leaders. We're supposed to be the Alberta right now. We're supposed to look our government in the face and be like, "You are not going to make it to the parking lot. You're not human."
Yeah.
Alberta's moving like that. Vancouver's seeing Alberta move like that and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go move with them guys because I don't want to get run over."
Well, since we're on him and he's a liberal, right? So let me ask you this question, y'all, right? Last liberal, of course, he got cleaned out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a pirate ship. They booted him out. But anyway, that's another story. But now what I fear for Canada, right? The guy who was before him, okay, that was called conservatives. Okay.
Right.
Now I have to ask you this: do we want back a conservative country?
Yes, are you going to do this?
Do we want to get back into that again?
Yo, Amp, you want to answer that before I say something?
I just want to know that.
We're gonna go back into talking about the system.
Well, you know what happens after this. We're gonna go back into that. They lie in the same bed. If it's not one, it's the other. And the liberals been in power too long, so you know what's gonna happen next. The mother is gonna be in power, so that's why I'm trying to prepare you from now. What do you think when they get back in power the way it was?
This is my whole point.
Okay.
I don't believe in politicians.
I never did, but we have no choice to pay attention to it.
There's one politician that I know. She gave me an award. It's on my wall. And she's a local politician. I know her because she's
Shout out.
she's in the streets. She's on the ground. So I know her, right? Shout out to Mary Margaret, the MPP of Beaches.
Shout out.
So
Salute.
she used to be the city councilor as well, but I don't pay attention to the conservatives and the liberals. I'll be honest, I haven't voted in a very long time. Last time I voted
Allegedly.
was a long time.
Allegedly.
I don't like to vote. I don't care. They can put it on there. I just, because I don't believe in the system. I just believe that when we vote, we're falling for the same trap to get back into the conversation to argue and complain about another prime minister.
I agree with you on that one.
Who's really empowered is because politicians just do the same stuff. They're all the same. And their mission is to come and to continue. You gotta remember too, it's another thing why I don't complain about the law anymore. I just realized to stay the fuck away from it.
Same here.
I've been wrongfully convicted. So the law to me hasn't changed in over 900 years. 900 years. Probably even on it. The law has not changed. It's been the exact fucking same. The reason
Team
for
agree?
that is because the system is designed to be the way it is. As long as we're on this earth, we can change certain things by protests and by speaking and by fighting. But until we take full control, until we are the government.
There you go. The governing body.
Right. And it's shit that you talk about, Peter. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's one step at a time for me. That's the way I look at it.
Fam. But I don't fuck with it, fam, because I'm just like, yo.
I know you don't, but the thing is, I'm gonna tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
When I was young, I didn't give a rat's ass about politics. But until one day, I looked at the paycheck one day at a young age and go, what is? Hey, y'all owe me some money, eh? Hey, y'all, what is? Oh, that's CPP. This is all the taxes. Taxes? What? This is the first time I realized about the government. I go, government? The government have nothing to do with me getting paid. You know what I'm saying? They go, yes, it does. I'm like, oh, shit. Then I thought, like, let me look into this more. Politics. I don't like this politics business. It's like some corruption business. And I'm trying to start at a young age. Like about maybe 12, 13, 14. I'm realizing at these times, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I go, yo, nah, man. Nah, man. I don't like this, but we have no choice because they affect everything. Tax,
The reason
gas, food, everything. No matter what, you're gonna have to pay attention to the government. No matter what, even if you don't like it or not.
Hold on a second.
Well, the government.
I agree with both of you guys, but I'm just gonna put it this way. We've had a Marcus Garvey, we've had a friend Hampton. The information has not changed.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
What has changed is the mentality. That's the difference. The change is not, look, the system ain't going to change tomorrow.
Yeah.
It ain't. Even if there's an apocalypse, there are going to be people that are going to still think they're a cop, they're a lawyer, they're this, and they're that, and they're going to still expect respect.
You know what be fucked up? There's an apocalypse and there's still racism.
Listen, that in itself is doctrination.
That would be
if someone is still a racist in 2025, that means, hold on, Ross. Hold on, let's be realistic. If you're a racist, that means your daddy and mama are racist, their sibs are racist, your grandparents are racist. You get me? There is no stop at the door with that. If you're racist, that's wipe out the whole gene line.
One way or another, there's apocalypse. The streets would definitely be justified. You know that.
I'm just saying.
That'll be pure street justice. You know
if we had to build from scratch, like Malcolm X said, they want us to see separate. Let's separate so we can build from scratch. Because people will look at the scratch that they put in, the blood, sweat, and tears. Remember this? Pulling up yourself by your bootstraps? Yeah. There's a real reason why black people don't like doing that now in the system. 2025. Because we don't own nothing. And when we get the opportunity to own it, we get railroaded. Like I said, let's walk into a bank tomorrow, Monday. All of us, black people, walk into a bank. Say, I got an idea. Give me $1 million. We're all going to end up with the same result. We're going to need John Whitey to come along with us. We're going to need Jennifer Whitey to come along with us.
Collateral, y'all. Need collateral.
Listen, if the government system right now is running up on us and taking our things away from us, taking it from us, the question is, are you going to defend your shit to the fullest? Because once you start defending your shit, you become a problem. You become a criminal. So the only other thing you can do is submit. And there's no if and and on it. Because once they're at your door, it's war or not. One or two. We, as black people, have never had a choice. Now they're giving us a choice with a pitchfork.
You get to go back and
Yeah.
And that pitchfork's gonna get our brothers hanged. We need the guys to say, you know what? I'm not going down like that. On death before dishonor. Because if I die over some bullshit, it's one thing. But if you die for standing up for your neighbor, that's a whole different process of life.
Well,
That's not street shit, is it?
You know what? I'm glad I'm glad you brought that up too.
You're
Like,
not supposed to die first.
no, like, you know what I mean? Because right now, social
You're supposed
media,
to die for each other.
because social media right now has gotten to a rise to a foolishness, right? Certain people's taking certain things to heart and doing foolishness due to social media, right? So I'm glad you brought that up. You know what
I'm just saying.
because this is a reality nowadays, and I'm bringing
Yeah.
it because this is a mental stress of, you know what I mean, in therapy in the hub here.
Shit.
People going
There are
by-
people still in the house from COVID time, fam.
going
That's
by-
crazy, ain't it?
They're going by certain people's thoughts or what they think, and maybe by their toxicity and all of that and everything. And meanwhile, they
Our
don't
system
know nothing about
It's
the
not
person.
built for us.
They don't know nothing about the person or anything like that, but they're just quick to judge and all this stuff and everything. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I used to clown people who used to cry at movies. I used to clown people who used to cry at sensitive shit. But as I got older, losing friends, gaining new friends,
It's that part of the movie I'm crying.
Look,
now,
I brought this up because I'm going to say my rant to the night. This is going to be my rant to the night, and I'm going to read it. Okay? Here it is. People are more concerned about likes, views, and validation instead of thinking about life in our great nation. 2026 can't be concerned about people's mental stress towards me. Listen up to my philosophy. I'm not a therapist or a doctrine. It's up to you if you want to take my advice with it. I'm not responsible for people's actions or wins. What are not in my power. So find your own peace to devour. This goes out to the ungrateful. My own way of being kind. Stop listening to those demons in your mind. You know what I mean? Straight up. That's my rant for 2026. You know what I
I
mean?
hear that.
Straight up.
That's some poetry right there, bro.
All right. Once in a while, I'll be bringing this up.
All right, a poet.
Yep. This is no chat GPT. This is no chat GPT. This is straight from the dome. All right.
Black.
Because yo, I had like a lot of thoughts and I had to put it down.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I said it, yo, I'm gonna put it down and I'm gonna recite it. So yo, I'd rather do it that way because why? We're losing our minds in these 2000s. We need
Oh hell yeah!
back
Oh hell yeah! I team agree with you on that one.
free
Team agree
thinking,
with you on that one.
free thinking, and not ones who are thinking for us.
So that's the idea.
You know what I mean? So that's why I brought that up. And I'm hoping that more will do that and not rely upon that AI. Use that AI to a tool, but don't be using it as a fool. You get me?
I
Straight
get
up.
you there. I get you there.
I'm just
I
being
get you
real.
there. No, I get you there. I get you there.
You get
I'm just
me?
more on the tip of. I'm more on the tip of. There's nothing we can do about the system. There's nothing we can do about the streets. All we can do is raise these young ones to be better than us. That's it. And the only problem, sorry, not even a problem. I don't care. I like the fight. The only issues I'm having going forward with this mentality is a bunch of fucking people who believe that kids need to be kids till they're like 21 in this so-called perfect world with the Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and Lucky Charms.
You're talking about the pagan holidays?
I'm talking, we need to break. Our minds need to figure out better for our youth, them to be better than what we are. If I'm the greatest, I need my kid to be supernova greater.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? I need these younger generations to do the same because 40 years from now, there shouldn't be racism. You should be able to walk into a bank and actually say, hey, Here's my idea. Give me some money.
You mean now?
And I got another question actually. This will actually align perfect with what we're talking about. Do
Cool.
you guys think that, especially in Canada, and I know it's in the western part of the world, but in Canada, it's so diverse, right? Do you think the diversity, sometimes they say multiculturalism brings everybody together? I've got some point of views from a few friends of mine yesterday, and they all, I'll tell you their opinions.
Okay.
Do you feel that the diversity is actually bringing unity, or does it cause some type of racism? And the reason why I say that, because when you have a lot of people from different nationalities, you tend to form groups, and then those groups tend to want to stay with each other, and then they tend to stick with only their with each
Okay.
other. However, they are a lot of multicultural, like mixed race. Like I have a mixed race daughter. Like she's half.
Right. Right.
In the East End, that's very uncommon. But or some, not even in the East End. But like in Starboat's not. But like East End, but like
I know what you mean. Like Ajax, further. Got you. Picks. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I hear you saying.
You know what I mean? So, what do you think?
I'm gonna say it this way. I'll say my two on that. 20 years ago, I noticed that healthcare in Canada wasn't as good as we claimed it to be. And at first, because I wasn't like interested, maybe is the best way for me to say. I wasn't interested. I was just there by circumstance. So by circumstances, I'm noticing certain things that when I was a little kid growing up, that was the shit. Come to Canada, healthcare, come to Canada, job opportunities, come to Canada. Growing up, having kids, being around kids, raising kids, Canada's nothing like that. And then in the last 20 years, I systematically see people follow this mentality of, I'm from here, and when I come to Canada, I'm going to gravitate right back to where I'm from. There's nothing wrong with that till you start messing up the country based on your home history and you're not on your home soil. That's the only problem I see. But I can't blame these people who come into this country, go to whatever background they go to, and then they get washed from there. I believe if you came in and you came in with a bunch of different degrees, and then you guys sat there at a schoolyard immigration hold 2-3 months, 6 years from now, you guys are all still in communication regardless of language barriers. I stake my life on it. But if you come off that plane, hit immigration, and then go straight to your people, and your people are like, Canada's racist, Canada's this, shit. I'm not expecting you to come out and want to do good and want to help. This is why the beaches have a bunch of shit in it. And it's human shit. Not dog shit, not animal shit. It's human shit. And it's been like that for 5 years. They use that excuse so much that they're tore down Wasaga Beach. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, as a community, we're not even venting our people properly to come to this country. I know more Jamaican people who work in this country 25 plus years. And when you ask them, why don't you go back to your country? Why don't you try another country? They will sit there and tell you about how rotten that place is compared to Canada. And then when you ask them about them life again, they refer to Canada as a rotten place. So you're miserable subconsciously and you're unhappy consciously. You're miserable subconsciously and you're unhappy consciously. And that's what's happened in the last 20 years because our nurses don't get no respect. Our doctors don't care about life. And now with the new laws that are coming in, we have to build. As people, we have to build. Your daughter, my son, your daughter, boy, whatever you want to call it, they need to grow up and be what they want to be. That's it. They grow up and they say, I want to be a fighter. Me and you have to be like, all right, we're taking you to firefighter school. We're going to start saving your money for firefighter university.
So let me
See what I'm
ask,
saying?
let me ask you a question. So do you think that the racism, or sorry, that the diversity has caused more racism than unity?
Only because that it's just the amount of people. Like, it's not like before where we're only taking in 500,000 people every year. Last 5 to 6 years, we've taken in millions and millions of people. I can't verify how my country is now with an extra 6 million people in there compared to what it was when I was a kid, and there was only, 500,000 coming in every year. So, like I said, if you're Japanese and you come to Canada, you're going to go to your Japanese community. If you're Italian, you're going to come to Canada, you're going to go to your Italian community. Now, how they treat you in this country sticks with you longer than you coming into the country like a refugee, sitting in immigration hold, waiting to figure out where you're going to go and what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Because I don't blame the immigrants for coming here. I don't. I'm a product of it. I don't blame it. What I blame is the people that are here that don't school them correctly and don't take the time to school them correctly. The fact that most of these people are not even being vented coming in. The ones that are being vented are coming in off of this bootleg system where they're getting $60,000 a year. And the average welfare person is not making $40,000. Make it make sense. I'm at the building stage. I'm at the Fred Hampton stage. I'm at the Marcus Garvey stage. I'm at Malcolm X. I'm done with the system. You can't teach me something that I know is already broken. Let me build something, and if you people live longer being around me, wonderful.
That's right, and that's why it's important as people for us to come together and for us to unite and not to divide, because the only people that we're cheating is ourselves.
Yeah, and our children.
And our families.
Yeah, and our children. That's who we're really cheating.
And you know who's winning? Yeah, exactly. Our children, our families. And you know who's winning at the end of the day? The system.
Yeah, 100%.
All the benefits, and we're just in the same position. So what we need to do, but until then, right? We need to, because there's starting stages to everything, right? We can't jump to something.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You can't walk before you crawl, right?
True.
But yo,
the most important thing is us coming together and starting. First things first is working on us, building our mentalities.
100%.
Coming back to the senses and knowing that we can do this together. We can come together.
It's okay. You can use that word. It's discipline. That's the word you're looking to put in there.
True.
Don't worry. It's okay. It doesn't offend me, my brother.
And we came up with a word today, didn't we?
What's that?
We came up with robot
robot and sheep.
Sheep robot.
Sheep robot.
Yes, there's a lot of sheep robots. That's a new one now. Yes. Sheep robot. You take it as a sheep robot or robot sheep?
That's mean.
You know,
sheep robot. Yeah. Robot sheep.
Yes, definitely. That's what's for the 2026 here. You done know straight
up.
Up.
I'll be calling a lot of politicians that right there.
It's been an interesting pod and all of that and everything, man. So, yo, what do we got for a conclusion here for this therapy hub here for tonight here, man?
I want to thank Dino for coming on.
Thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate that.
Appreciate your opinions and your point of view, and we're always here to support it. And you're always welcome to come back on. And
thank you.
That's what the therapy hub is about. It's about getting things off your chest, and putting it out there so the world can see what's really going on. It's a real life situation.
Man. Sure.
Just want to say shout out to our main sponsor, Lost and Found.
Yes, right there, right there.
Curated gear. You can get curated retro gear, custom made apparel, whatever you want. Shop X, located in Mississauga. They're right down there. The pods. You see it going along the line there at the bottom there, and you can hit them up because they'd be more than happy to see you. Let them know that we sent you. You heard?
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't
And let
know.
them know about Sultan Jewelers.
Sultan Jewelers there.
Yes, sir.
It says it down here, right?
Yes, sir.
It says main sponsor, Lost XM by ShopX.
sir.
Sultan Jewelers. We buy and sell gold. Come and visit us at 1408 Gerard Street
Every
East.
time we come in, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sounds like my hood.
You heard it here first. Please subscribe to all the channels. We appreciate everybody coming in, tuning in. You done know.
Hey, hold on, wait. Check out Blue Motherfucking Mondays live 10 a.m. every fucking Monday.
No, man. On the D2E network, EQ.
Ah!
You don't know me. We don't do this for free. Yes, man. But yo, as always, we thank everybody tuning in. We all about to win 2026. Thank you. Happy New
Thanks again for having me up here, y'all.
coming through, and stay tuned. But before we go, we always have to end it like this. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message. Nation. What? You done.